Jesse Schell's book, The Art of Game Design, is one of my big inspirations when I started making my own games. It provided a lot of great guidance. Instead of being a really abstract overview of how games work, which I would have seen a lot of other game books do, it's a very practical, very focused take on game design. It breaks down game design into a lot of lenses, as he calls them, or questions, specific questions that you can ask about your game as it is right now, and different ways of looking at it that flush out a lot of the chaff and allow you to see particular problems that might need solving. This makes game design a lot more concrete and a lot easier. Very helpful. It comes with this great, it doesn't come with it, but you can get it separately. There's this companion deck of cards that it comes with, which is awesome because as a book on game design, the fact that it comes with cards is very appropriate. They break down all the different lenses into different cards, and you can shuffle them up and ask yourself different questions about your game as you go along. I'll talk about a couple of my favorite ones that have been really helpful for me. For example, the lens of meaningful choice. This was a huge one. Understanding that every time your players have to make a decision, the decision should be very important and meaningful to the outcome of the game. So there should be no unnecessary choices or any boring choices. The lens of the nameless quality. This was a really big one for me because it introduced me to Christopher Alexander, which was a really big deal. He changed my life after reading The Art of Game Design. The lens of essential experience, understanding what am I doing making a game, what am I trying to communicate, knowing that I had to ask that question and clarified a lot of things for me. The lens of unification, unifying your mechanics and your theme has become really important to me since reading the book, and it's changed the way I thought about how I make games. Lastly, one of the ones that was very important to me was the lens of the toy. Seeing games not just as abstract frameworks of rules, but as things that were fun in themselves. Physical objects that feel fun just being around them, have this toy-like quality. Those were things that were very influential and very, very helpful to me. And I'm sure there's plenty more that anyone else could benefit from. So I definitely recommend reading The Art of Game Design. It was the most useful book on the subject that I've ever come across.